San Francisco right now is a city that's spoiled by milk. It is pretty gross, the milk is pretty sour, and San Francisco, it is getting dirtier by the day. And it really does amazes me that they're not really addressing the core issues, right? Oh, I wonder why people are leaving. It's going to be because of poop on half the sidewalks on the streets. Okay, there's homeless people everywhere. There's people smoking crack next to your condo's dumpster. I mean, this thing is happening everywhere in the city, and the city isn't addressing a single of those issues, but instead they're addressing things like, oh, let's offer people money to come move here. Let's do a bunch of ads so people will come vacation here. But nobody's going to ever come here in the first place if it's so dangerous to do so. I mean, we humans aren't stupid, okay? There's so many options in the U.S. You go to Las Vegas, there's low crime, great weather, and also they support businesses as well with a pretty good population growth. Austin apparently is doing pretty well as well. A lot of Midwestern cities doing well. Nashville is doing well. Tampa, Orlando, Miami, all very popular hot destinations. So why would I go to San Francisco, right? And that's exactly what's happening here. And even Charles Schwab, this is probably one of America's biggest brokerages. Their San Francisco office is now shutting down. Okay, Charles Schwab's San Francisco office hits as brokerage sheds real estate, and the shedding of real estate in San Francisco and going elsewhere will help the company cut costs by $500 million. This essentially says, well, I'm now leaving. I don't really want to stay at this place. San Francisco is a massive dump, and staying here is probably really stupid. Not only is it super dangerous, but it's also very, very pricey. So Charles Schwab, this is one of the better companies out there. These guys have a lot of cash, and they also have a lot of status. And if they move their HQ somewhere else, that place generally gets a huge inflow of jobs, and people like Charles Schwab, okay? The financial institution's well respected, and they do bring growth to the city. And guys, they are now shedding some of the biggest office spaces that you'll ever see. And this is very common for San Francisco, okay? Commercial real estate in San Francisco is so dead, with so many of these units becoming more and more empty. Guys, you do know when companies decrease office space in San Francisco or move out, they don't just move out, they move hundreds of high-paying employees out as well. Not to mention, a lot of these companies are also moving online. Now, keep in mind that most companies didn't really want to go online, but when they went to San Francisco and they see all this craziness, they see this GTA 5 stuff on the street, they think to themselves, we thought about and we dabbled around about online working, and this really just reinforced the idea of online work. Because guess what? The place is so garbage right now, okay? There's literally poop everywhere. There's feces and urine everywhere. I'm not even exaggerating when I say, people walk down the streets, if they step on a piece of human poop, it's actually pretty normal. Whereas other cities, it's not really that normal. I mean, San Francisco is a first world, high-end tech city. Now it's basically a third world country type of deal. And nobody's fixing anything. That's the crazy part, right? Nobody is doing anything to fix it. I mean, at least San Diego made a ban on homeless encampments to save their businesses so they can actually still generate revenue from those businesses and tourism and then help the homeless people. But San Francisco isn't doing anything, and they pretty much just killed off the city here. I mean, check this out. Small business owners even saying that business is down 30%, okay? They even have to put a sign outside saying we need your support. And not only that, if people open like a merchandise store or a grocery store, shoplifting is very common, and they're losing a bunch of money. You even have a bar guy saying that they stand outside the bar at 10 p.m., look around, and there's like 6 people on the street. It's a ghost town. Whereas it used to look like a party on the street, because San Francisco is full of tech workers, tech employees, even some college kids as well. But now it's completely dead. Everyone says go to San Francisco to party in the Bay Area. Now in the Bay Area, people don't want to go to San Francisco. It's like a dump. And the party scene is so dead. I mean, if you go to at night, if you compare the videos of today and compare the videos 5 years ago, San Francisco had its problems, but it had a massive startup scene. People were making a bunch of money. People were having fun outside on the streets, but now no longer. Okay, the pandemic has absolutely busted up San Francisco, and not to mention other cities recovering pretty well the homeless crisis and the drug crisis is going out of control, guys. It used to just be restricted to the Tenderloin district. Now it's expanding out even to the tourist traps. And tourism don't even want to come, don't even want to grow here. Okay, with many tourists saying that the streets are pretty empty, retail shops are closed, and there seems to be a ghost town, what a lot of people are saying. This really is bad. And guys, when Walgreens is resorting to chaining up freezers to stop shoplifting, this is probably not the best place to open a store. Despite San Francisco is willing to give you up to 50 G's to come here and open a store. I'm not opening a store here anytime soon. Okay, now if Miami offers me 50 grand to open a store, I'll absolutely do that in a heartbeat, but San Francisco, absolutely not. Not only is opening stores, they're very dangerous, but the amount of theft is crazy. Guys, apparently shoplifters stop by this Walgreens 20 times a day to just swipe pizza and ice cream. They pretty much treat this whole city like a free Walmart. They steal what they want, they get what they want, and nothing even happens. Now, how can a business owner or any sort of business even survive in a situation like this? Okay. Now remember, Whole Foods has left. Okay, a lot of grocery stores have left. We're seeing tech companies leaving in droves. Population, I wouldn't even be surprised if they got like a 15% population cut, because what a lot of people are saying is there used to be like 200-300 people walking down the street. Now it's like 10 people. And that's pretty insane, okay? And a lot of companies are moving out, and they're moving out with not with a bang, but they're doing it really quietly. They're not telling the media they're moving out. They're being really quiet when they're leaving the city. And that's pretty crazy. And when people look back, they see Uber shedding like a third of their space, Salesforce shedding a good 20% as well. Salesforce Tower is over 50% empty despite being the best real estate area. And it's just bad overall, right? And like I said before, San Francisco is launching new grants to address vacant storefronts. Guys, it's not about the vacant storefronts. I mean, without the credits and without the money, people would naturally move to San Francisco if it was very safe. Okay, I think they should just spend most of their time and money just cleaning up the homeless. Okay, cleaning up the drugs, the needles, the poop on the floor. Maybe for once, just clean up the Tenderloin district. It's been an open air drug market for several decades. Clean it up, businesses and small guys will all move in, and you could tax them and make a bunch of money off of them, and then use that money to help the homeless people. But I don't even know what San Francisco is doing at this point. So many companies are leaving. They don't want to deal with the politics of the city. A lot of people say the politics of the city is very slow as well. Nothing really ever gets done. And people don't even want to bother protesting or addressing the issues anymore. In fact, it's so bad that people are just willing to just leave. Okay? They don't even want to deal with anything because they know nothing's ever going to happen. So many residents, so many of these guys who in the industry of tech and venture capitalism, they just leave. They don't even say a word. They don't protest. They don't write a letter to, the governor. They don't try to change things. They don't try to get politics to work their way. They just straight up leave. They don't even want to deal with this. Whole Foods, they just packed up and left. Nordstrom, Old Navy are all gone as well. And this shows you that the city is getting emptier by the day.